I better check the sound as well. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another 42 Level 1. I am one of your hosts, Alistair Kennedy, looking whiter than ever. This is the 11th of January, 2022, and here with me, as always, the former Twilight Princess of all games, the current Twilight Princess of YouTube, the former / current CEO of Xbox, depending when the mood takes him, the man of many names, but we just call him one, Andy.
So I stand on the record here as always.
Yes, we're back.
We're back once again.
Last week,
the Renegade Master. Yes.
I forgot about that song. Last week we had the show of the year. It was good times. Good times. Went on the longest show that we've done since we've moved to YouTube, I believe. Because or at the start of YouTube, when we're still doing like big screen, B screen, and the news all in one show, it was 3-4 hours. But yeah, last week was 4 hours. Show of the year usually goes on long. 4 hours on YouTube. If anybody's watched through that, I applaud you. I'll send you a prize if you can prove that you've watched it all. Oh well. It might be this chomp. Probably not, because I'm going to eat
chomps are good. Also, chomps are expensive now, they're not.
This came free out of like Lexi's sweets that she shouldn't really get too much of. So
You're stealing your daughter's food.
I'm saving her teeth.
You're saving her cavities. Okay, fair enough. The chomps are much dearer now. They used to be 10p.
I think they're 15 now.
No, they're more than 15p. They're like 25p at least.
Maybe up in the big smoke where you stay, but down in the humble villages of Hobbiton, where I'm from, no. No. I wouldn't pay 25p for that. No way.
No, it doesn't last long enough.
No. It was good though.
Well, Snickers is like £1 now.
No, they're not. Where are
Snickers
you shopping? Have you started shopping at Waitrose and Sainsbury's?
I'll send you a picture of a Snickers that's £1.
It'll look the same as... I can get 3 Snickers for £1 at Savers. Why would I ever buy one for £1? Anyway, we're back. We're going to talk all the gaming we've done throughout the week. Maybe the last few weeks. Our challenge was laid down. The gauntlet was laid down last week. Andy says he finished the game last week, but he didn't really, because I tried said game, and it's not really a game you can complete. And even though Andy says credits rolled, it's an awful version of Knockout. What's it called? Knockout Guys from PlayStation.
Yeah, so you're talking about Rubber Bandits.
Yeah.
I mean, it's terrible. Like, I technically I did finish it, right, but I'm not counting that.
That's not a game. I could have sat and finished it.
Not going in the list. Don't worry, it's not going in the list.
We said we'd banned all those shitty games because that counts as one of those hold forward to win games, basically. Because horrible though. Like, I went to Banana and I was like, "Oh, cool! This looks like the Minions."
Yep.
From the movie, I was like, "Oh, cool! I'm going to run about as this," and then it's just boring. Like, it highlights where the police officers are and on the maps I was on the game mode I was doing, because you have to break out your jail cell with stupid physics, and then you can play multiplayer, you can play single player, and it dropped me in this map where it was like, here's what you have to steal, and there's a policeman there. It's like a void. I was right next to him and he didn't even touch me. I was just like, okay, I'm just going to take all the stuff. And then once you get the money, he disappears and you jump in a speedboat. And I'm like, okay, what's next? 3 policemen. And I'm like, okay, I wonder if this will be tougher. Nope, the policeman didn't even touch me. Like, I went up to the treasure chest, opened it, walked away with the money all 3 times, and the policemen were just like walking like this. Horrible game.
Does get harder later in the levels, but like, it's not a good game at all. It's a bad game, really bad.
This was clearly created to try and capitalise on people going, oh, that looks kind of like Knockout. Is it Knockout Guys? Yeah.
Fall Guys.
What? Fall Guys. Why did I keep
Fall
calling
Guys,
Knockout Guys? All right.
Knockout Guys. Was that called Knockout Kings back in the day?
That was
It's a
different.
boxing game.
Yeah.
But Rubber Bandits is terrible. I wouldn't even bother downloading it on Game Pass or even trying it through xCloud or whatever. Don't bother. Shit.
I'm just going to knock out some things that I did kind of put a bit with. So, the Pedestrian I tried, Andy.
I tried that too, yeah.
I really liked it, but if you want to know my full in-depth coverage, Andy, a bit of The Walking Dead, not been active since before my daughter was born, basically. 42level1.com has a brand new review today.
Woo!
The pedestrian is up there now if you want to go to 42level1.com. You can see my new Wix website I created during lockdown with all good intentions. I moved at least all of our stuff over. We abandoned all the old host stuff just for whatever reason. It's just us here now. And my plan was, and it's all set up so Andy can log in on the app. He can literally write an app, paste in an image at the top and send it. So could I. I'm not just picking on you there, Andy, because we've had 2 years to do this since I created the new website. It's so simple now. There's no editing required, no headers, footers, nothing. You can literally download the Wix app. You know what email to sign in with, the 42 Gmail, and then you literally could just post an image at the top, write your review, send. That's how easy it is now. Have either of us done it? No, not once.
Hey!
No, sadly not, because obviously the economy started back up, we went back to work, yada yada yada. But with my new work from home position, it's a bit more flexible. So I've got a caseload, work to do, and I've got my schedule. And I'm like, do you know what? See, at lunch today, I'm just going to sit and write. Whereas, see, when I actually worked in a physical place, I would not get peace at my lunch. I would be called for things. I'd be told I needed to cut my lunch short and come downstairs. I would be told such and such is in to see, can you just come downstairs? There's no way I could sit in peace and quiet after the drone of physical customers seeing me. Now that I do not have a job that's customer based, well, physical customer based, it is in a roundabout way. I'm kind of a bit more relaxed to a point. So yeah, I managed to get a review or two written up, but I'll have more news about the second review probably next week. It's not really a review, it's something I wrote. But yeah, we've got the pedestrian up there, and the thing I'll talk about next week might lead to more reviews going up in 42 level 1 from myself. Just depends. We'll see. Right. So yeah, it's up there, but I
meanwhile promise. I promise nothing. In terms of reviews.
I guarantee you'll take a notion by the end of the year and you'll have at least one thing up, because I know what you get like. Or you'll at least say you're going to do something and then you're like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah. But
we used to like writing.
Yeah. I do like it, but like I write so much other stuff that I don't have time to like sit and write about a game. I talk about the game.
True.
That's fine.
Never give up your dreams. Anyway.
No. What do you think of it overall though?
Really cool. I'd never seen a game looking this way, because basically what you get is a 3D environment. Like you start in some sort of construction site, like in the locker room, the staff room almost, and they draw like what looks like a male and female stickman, and they kind of come alive on these like boards. Starts out relatively simple, where it's just like, okay, here's your two boards. You draw a line between them by zooming the camera out, and then that links the doors or the ladders or whatever it is, and the wee guy or the wee lady walks across. And then they add in maybe 2 or 3 boards, and then like sometimes you might need to change things in the environment later on. And then if you make a mistake, as in you've wired up the wrong boards or shuffled them around the wrong way, the whole thing resets and you get green stuff. I don't know what the liquid is, whatever it is, and it freezes like one of your squares so that you can preserve that one if you've got one right, so that you're like, this one has to be right, because say it's just the exit and it's got like a door, you're like, this has to be this bit. You can freeze it later on. The soundtrack was actually really cool. Like there was a bit in the school or the university or college, whatever it was. I thought it was university, and it's got kind of a jazzy. It's like a kind of jazz funk almost. Like I really enjoyed the music, to be fair, because there's been some games I've been playing recently that I absolutely fucking hate the music that we'll get into later. But this, it wasn't offensive. It never took over the action. It never got in your face. It was just perfect. So I don't normally like puzzle games, and I mean this one you can finish in a couple nights or a night if you sit down to be honest. And it's on Game Pass. It's out on PlayStation, I think, end of the month, and it came out on PC 2 years ago, but it's on Xbox.
Oh, okay. I didn't realise it was that long ago, because it only came out...
Do you know how you would realise that, Andy? If you headed over to 42level1.com and read my review.
Oh, I'm doing it right now.
He is. The view's went up one. I'm joking. But anyway, it is there. But Andy, what did you think of the game? You liked it as well, yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Like, I like the kind of aesthetic of it. Like, see that whole thing of like there being like the board. Yes, Sonic Cup. Yes.
It's a really good size of a mug. It's like 1.5 Science Spy, hi Science Spy. He literally just said Sanic though, so he noticed it before I was pointing at it.
Yeah,
It's a
I
really
like
good
that
size
game,
mug. Can I say? No, sorry. Sega Shop UK for those wanting it. You get a pair of socks with it as well. I don't have them on. I do have Dreamcast socks on though. You can't see them because of my background.
Did the socks come inside the mug?
No, I did. Zing. I'm joking.
God.
No. I can't. I can't really. I can't really remember the sock. It was just in a box. Socks in a box with a mug.
But yeah, the pedestrian, I liked it. Like, I haven't finished it yet, but I started playing it the other night, and I like the whole aesthetic of it. Like, you're playing as the stick man on the board, like on the road sign essentially. Like,
Well, it goes
that's
through
really
like
cool.
blueprints and stuff as well. I forgot.
Yeah,
So
like,
it's like whiteboards, road signs. Yeah.
Yeah, all sorts of different things, but like it's the sort of thing that you see every single day when you're out and about, like driving in the car and stuff, and you never think about it, and you never think, oh, do you know what would be a cool video game? What if that guy on the sign came to life? And like somebody had that thought and like made it into a real fucking game.
Did you just say you've had that thought before? What if that guy came to life?
No, like I'd never had that thought before ever. So it's really cool that somebody had that thought and then just like made it into this full game, and it's actually pretty good and pretty fun, and the mechanics are really well implemented. Like I've not got as far as the bit with the goo yet. I've discovered the keys and stuff like that though.
Oh, the keys are really. It's like green stuff that you know how you get multiple bits that you need to attach. Listen to me being all descriptive. Read my review for proper words. So like the green stuff kind of like keeps that space, so if you mess it up, you know how it resets, it goes and then it resets. Sometimes if you cross the wires, cross the streams, as the Ghostbusters would say. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's on Game Pass. Very low barrier of entry. It seems to be quite an easy game, certainly to start off with anyway.
It gets more challenging. Like there was somewhere later on I was kicking myself. I was like, I just want to finish this game now. Not in a bad way. I was just like, I'm so stupid. So it's one of those where I just turned it off. I just went away, I watched YouTube, I walked out, and I came back, put it on, I got it first try. I'm like, why could I not have seen that solution?
So did you complete that game then?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 1 down, 23 to go.
So I mentioned Ghostbusters there, and this is the worst segue in the world, but I just finished watching Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's good. I mean, I like Ghostbusters anyway, but there's two things. There's no Slimer. 3 things. There's no Slimer. Paul Rudd's underused, and they've got kids as the kind of main characters. But that aside, I don't want to spoil it because it's new, but like they do kind of pay homage to the original 2 movies, and they tie up the story of the original 4 Ghostbusters properly. So what I would say is, this leaves it open to sequels and franchising and spin-offs. If this movie had happened before the one with the women in it, the Answer the Call movie, no one would have hated that movie. Like, well, they might have disliked it, but it would have been more accepted because they've given the original cast a send-off in this, and this needed to happen before they can move on with Ghostbusters. So it's a shame that movie happened when it did. If it came out now, people would be like, oh, that's okay, I accept that now because of what happened in this. And it makes sense. It would make sense in a way. There's a way of tying it in. But the worst thing that they did in that film was they had the original cast and they made them just random cameos. It's like, if only the guy had the foresight. He's got the Ghostbusters license, right? He's got the original cast members, but I'm not going to give them their original names. They're just going to be, I remember me, I was in the original. No, they should have been the Ghostbusters just living out normal lives. See, if he'd done that, that film could have taken place after Afterlife easily. But
yeah,
we need to just move on now. And I didn't hate the film. It's not as good as 1 and 2. It was good. I will watch it again. The after credit scenes, which there were 2 or 3, were really cool, and I enjoyed every bit where the old Ghostbusters were in it. The kids weren't annoying. It was annoying to me that it was kids being Ghostbusters more than anything. Like, the actors were absolutely fine. Like, the girl that was in it, I cannot recall what she's been from. The boy that was her friend, whose nickname's Podcast because he does a podcast. It's like, it's not a thing that would ever happen. No one would refer to you as that. And then her.
Anyone ever called you Podcast Ali?
No, because some people still need to say, I do the radio. Like, they still don't get it. Even though this is kind of a podcast now, it's kind of not. But the older brother is one of the kids from Stranger Things. I know you've not seen it, Andy, but all of them were fine. But it's the fact that it was kids. I'm like, she's handling a nuclear device there. Like, this isn't spoilers outside of the trailer, but they've got the proton pack, obviously, and it's like, that's a nuclear capable device, and you're like, maybe 11, 12. That blew back full-grown men in the 80s, and you're just bones of a bird and you're handling it fine. Okay, cool, we'll go with that. There wasn't enough ghost variety in it. They kind of tried to kind of tick boxes for fan service in my mind.
Yeah.
But it was fine. 6, 7 out of 10 maybe. I'll always watch a Ghostbusters film, I won't care. But anyway, we're not here to talk about movies. Let me know what you think about that if you've seen it. Let us know below. Or don't. Or subscribe, or like, or YouTube things. Or go and read reviews on 42level1.com from like 6 years ago. Or the one from today, brand new, fresh, popping fresh, as the kids say. Yeah, I've played a lot of Sonic. A lot of Sonic. Can I just say, Sonic Adventure 2 is awful. Really, really just a bad game. I love Sonic Adventure 1. I think it was a great setup. Obviously, it's aged poorly, but you've got the hub world, you've got Tails Workshop, you've got your jungle area, you've got Station Square, you've got the casino, you've got all these areas. You find your friends, you gather them together. Each character has their own different version of the level or ways to do the level, and they've got their own objectives, and all the stories at the end coalesce and come to one. This game just kind of throws the characters at you level after level, and I'm only playing it because I need to finish off Sonic games not finished. So like, I'm playing Sonic. Sonic's all mostly fine. I've not been playing much of the Dark because I get stuck as Rogue because it's Team Light, Team Dark, and Rogue's like a worse version of Knuckles that I don't care about. She's a fucking bat. COVID Karen, as I've been calling her, as I've been playing.
COVID Karen?
Yeah, because it's started with bats. But like, so you have to find the emeralds. Knuckles is like, they need to change his gameplay. They really need to change it. Like, and I've also get pissed off with Tails because in this it's bad because he's stuck in like a mech. And it's like Tails has got two tails and he can't even fly in this game. He can't even spin dash. He can't. So that's horrible. Plus they move crap. It's that sort of slidey, crap. And Robotnik that works for absolutely fine. Like Robotnik should be in a mech but why not make Tails flying and make Eggman Robotnik flying his thing? Why have them in two walking things? So stupid. So they've got the parallel in each team. You've got Knuckles, Tails, Sonic, and you've got Shadow, Rogue, and hoping they sort that out with the next one. Yes, we'll get to Frontiers. And put me off. Rogue, Robotnik, and Shadow. So because this is just level after level after level after level, it doesn't ever give you breathing time to absorb any story or anything. And yes, I know story in a Sonic game, but Sonic can have cool stories if you allow it. And what they've done with this is just thrown level after level. None of these levels after City Escape are that memorable. Like, I challenge anyone apart from diehard Sonic Adventure 2 fans to go, oh yeah, that stage was really cool in Sonic Adventure 2 and actually mean it, because they've all been shit after City Escape. That's the one where obviously in San Francisco, the iconic one, getting chased by the truck. It's fine. It's almost as if they went, a bit like Sonic 1 in the Mega Drive, and sorry Sonic fans, but it's shit. It is shit. After Green Hill Zone, no level in that game is good. Springyard Zone maybe gets a bit exempt, but the rest of it's shit. It's not a great game. Or is it Starlight Zone in that one? Can't remember. Anyway, it's like they've showed all their eggs at once. Look, what else is in the basket? Fuck all. Like, run down away from the truck, enjoy it. So I need to finish this, and I'm close to the end. So I'm in space. I've done Knuckles in space, who can breathe on a comet without breathing apparatus. He just jumped out the sort of space shuttle that Tails nicked, and so I'm flying about a comet, finding bits of emerald, fine. And then I do a bit as Tails where I'm in his mech, fine. But then I go back to Sonic, right? I'm like, great. It says find and chase down Eggman. I'm like, great. Either last or second to last level. They introduce fucking gravity mechanics, and yes, I've had them in Sonic games before. They're not great in 2D. They're even worse in 3D when they reverse your controls, and you have to use grind rails to pass bottomless pits. So you're upside down on not great 3D Sonic controls as it is. This was before, as you know, they stuck you to the track. So I'm having to try and hold right to go left while jumping upside down to try and hit a grind rail. Oh, it was just mind-numbingly sore trying to play that, so I turned it off.
I know how to complete that easily. Just turn yourself upside down. or alternatively, turn your TV upside down. Sorted.
How have I managed to do 10 years of this without trying to strangle you through cyberspace? No, I won't be doing that. So I played a bit of that. I also tried, this isn't an official Sonic game, but I recommend it for anyone. It's called Sonic Robo Blast 2. Not related to Sonic Robo Blast 1, and it's a horrible name. Sonic Robo Blast 1 is like a 2D sort of flash Sonic game. This is the best way to describe it. Sonic Jam's Hub World, but if they actually made that into a full game on the Saturn, that's what this is.
Cool.
So the difference is that that's got 3D sprites, but we'll get back to that in a minute. We'll pin that up there. So when you're playing it, it's almost like, you know when they do 3D in a 2D cartoon?
Yeah.
That's the effect you get initially. And you can play Sonic, Tails and Knuckles, right? You've got like your standard greenhouse zone called something else. You get like a chemical plant zone called something else. So you go through all the tropes of the Sonic levels and you get to the Robotnik's castle. I haven't beat that level yet. I get stuck because there's a part where the level's fallen. This game's absolutely brilliant. And it's great in standard form. It's free. It's a fan game. And if you're worried, Sega support people making fan games. They've said as long as you're not making money, you can use all of our characters. Use Sonic, use this. Just don't make money off it. That's fine.
Also, don't make Sonic porn.
Well, don't
like that.
Don't but that's the difference.
Nobody wants to see that. No one wants to see that.
There's going to be people out there that want to see that.
Except for Al and his fucking cum cup.
So, one of the guys that worked on making the game has added mods in. And it's basically as simple as going to the website, mods, and it's Jim. Let me get the right name for it. If I can. Jack Jim's 3D models, and basically what he has done is managed to make the sprites look like Sonic Jam. So it is fully 3D, low poly, which I think can be beautiful sometimes. Sprites. So the Badniks, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, you all look 3D. It's really well done. Robotnik even changes from that sort of Doom 3D look, you know, when it turns, it's got like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got like 4 2D images that when you turn, you see one of them, which works in this game, but the low poly mod is the way to play it. So aside from the standard game, what they've also got in it is mods. A lot of mods. There's a mod. You've probably heard of the yearly Sonic hacking contest that goes on, you know, with fan games and stuff. This is separate. This is like an in-game thing. It's on the website. And you can download the mod pack of fan-created levels. There's guys trying to recreate Sonic 06, but make it good. There's like Sonic Heroes. There's all sorts of things you can add onto your game. It's really simple to do. You just add it into a mods folder. And somebody's added a buddy command. So instead of just like Sonic and Tails, you can add not infinite buddies. There's obviously going to be a limit. So once I've finally finished this, what I'm planning on doing, because I love Chaotix's team, I really do, I'm planning on playing as Knuckles, downloading the models for Mighty, Vector, Ray, Espio, Charmy, maybe Knack, whatever you want to call the Weasel. Knack the Weasel is what we call him. And
Isn't
have
that
them.
what his name is?
Well,
It's called Knack the Weasel.
Yeah, but he's called Fang the Sniper in Japan, so
Okay.
He's got 2 different names. Sometimes.
Oh shit! Yeah, Sonic the Fighters called him Fang, didn't they?
Sonic the Fighters named him Fang.
Yeah.
But there was a dispute over him for years. But anyway, we're not getting into that. So all these cool things can be added, but the main game is there to play for free. So if you've ever wanted to play a Sonic game on the Sega Saturn but never could, apart from Sonic Jam, this is it. If this came out, and I showed you some of my video on my phone, you and me both said if this came out during the day, you would go nuts for it. Like, it's a good game now, but if this had come out in the Saturn, I don't think Sega would have been in quite the position where they had to launch the Dreamcast so fast afterwards. And the thing is, I was reading through the forums, Andy. Somebody had this working on a Saturn at one point, like a previous version. Somebody had a version of this game working on Saturn, which is nuts.
That's
cool. Which would be awesome if you could. Obviously, don't do this because you're not meant to support people by buying these things. But if you go to Etsy and you stumble across a disc that works, then who am I to say if you have to buy that or not? But there are options that you can find these things. So that's called Sonic Robo Blast 2, the worst name ever for one of the best Sonic 3D games I've played. It also has a download of Sonic Robo Kart, which many people will like, but I do not, because this is based around SNES Mario Kart style racing. Not for me. Awful. Terrible. So even though that's got the low poly models, the handling and everything's still like SNES Mario Kart. So I went, okay, I can see why people like this. Not for me. The main game, however, is good. And do you know what I've just realised? The reason that I described that as looking like Doom 2D is that Sonic Robo Blast 2 is built off of Doom. The original Doom.
Okay, right, yeah.
That's what they did. So they removed the Doom files and they built this. So you get proper Sonic mechanics. You've got a cool special stage. The special stage is Nights into Dreams. So
oh, cool.
You have to find I think it's a key. It's either a key or an emerald on the stage, and you finish the stage with 50 rings or whatever it is, and you enter the Nights into Dreams stage as Supersonic. So you have to collect blue spheres, and there's loops, and once you collect a certain amount, it says rush to the exits. You have to boost to the exits as fast as you can by going through rings, and then you have to complete the stage. It's really quite fun. So I would suggest this to anyone. If you Google Sonic Robo Blast 2 official download, you'll get the page, you'll see other mods. I'd recommend try it out with the 2D, but download the low poly models. You can also get things like, I installed Modern Sonic. What they won't allow you to do is use this in a save, because it's got save slots for your game. You can't play the mods in the save slot, it's only in the no save, because some of them break the game. So like, Modern Sonic, while it's fun because he's got the homing attack and things like that, it kind of activates easy mode more or less. But when you're Modern Sonic, the cool thing is every time he does the homing attack and bounces up, he does like the Sonic Adventure cover pose, or he does like cool Sonic poses from over the years. He's quite a recent one that just got uploaded. This game's been supported for years and it's got quite a big community. But try it out, free to play. Most PCs will run it.
Does it have control support? Yeah,
I've been playing the whole thing with my Xbox pad. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
So really good. So that was that one. What else have I been playing? Sonic Dash, but that doesn't count because it's on my phone. I've always had Sonic Dash on my phone. I'm trying to think what I played. If I've actually played anything else, I got Sonic Colors obviously over Christmas. Sonic Colors Ultimate. Yeah. Not the biggest fan. Like, do you know what Sega's biggest problem is? Why the fuck do they need to give it a different gimmick and a different world like every single... Why can't we have some consistency? Like, look at Sonic 1, 2, 3. Why did it work? Because it was set in... Sorry, it was set in Mobius, whatever you call his home planet. I call it Mobius. And it had different levels there, and sometimes you revisited different parts of old levels. Why the fuck do I need, like... Oh, he's on a theme park now with alien powers. What, a blue hedgehog with a spin dash isn't cool enough with a kind of... That's just because you can't think of good levels. You're just like, oh, I want to do this.
You're totally right.
That's it. So, and then you've got... Oh, do you know... Who woke up and went, do you know what? Let's make him a fucking werewolf. What? He's got super... I get that it's explained in one of the coolest 3D animated cutscenes Sonic's ever had, where he becomes supersonic and the dark heart of the planet transforms him. No one wants Sonic slowed down. Like, that's awful. So I just don't understand why every game feels like it's a reboot of Sonic. Like, people moaned about Sonic.
Do you know why? Do you know why they do this?
No, I don't.
Mario.
Oh, they're trying to follow Mario, obviously. But when did Mario turn into a fucking werewolf?
He hasn't, but like they always do different things with every Mario game. Like in one of them, they gave him
for Mario.
Power.
Sonic isn't Mario.
Exactly.
Do you know what works for Sonic? Fucking Sonic, Amy, Tails, Knuckles. At a push, somebody else thrown in, Shadow kicking about, and Robotnik. You don't need anyone else apart from enemies and cool stages with good music. Focus on the music, focus on the level design. Throw in us. Guess what? Here's your story. Robotnik's going to take over the world again. That's all you need. That's all you fucking need. So we said we'd talk about Frontiers because it's kind of news. We don't really do news anymore. Frontiers is looking like Breath of the Wild Sonic. We haven't seen gameplay, but it's been described as open world. There was a leak date of November 22nd this year. If this is done right, this could be one of the best games ever, if they do this right. However, from the leaks and rumours of the Sonic YouTubers that I watch, they've copy-pasted Breath of the Wild, right? Hear me out. So, everyone's saying, why could he hear Amy whispering? Because he can if you watch that trailer. It's like Amy's whispering. And where the fuck's Tails, Knuckles, and everyone, and why does it look like Sonic's confused? So, this is apparently going to be Eggman's one again, right? And you can see giant kind of like Colossus robots or stone statues, kind of like in Zelda, and they're kind of half buried at each part.
Guardians, yeah.
So, the talk is that Robotnik's captured all of Sonic's friends and managed to make them into the Colossus. So you've got to go to each boss Colossus.
Oh, I love that. That's cool.
And you've got to fight them.
Yeah.
The only problem is, like, how are you going to maintain the feeling of speed with Sonic without running across the entire open world in seconds? Like, how? Like,
I mean, they don't need to make him like that fast.
They do.
Right?
He's
but,
the
like,
fastest thing alive. It's his whole shtick.
They need to make him fast, right? But they don't need to make him like so fast that you'll go from A to B in like a second.
But in my mind, Sonic in an open world should go that fast.
But it would be cool, even just like transport him into like put him in Breath of the Wild, right? Take away all the Zelda puzzles. Instead of the Zelda puzzles, put in 2D Sonic levels in the dungeons.
And make that the puzzle. Yeah, absolutely, right? And each puzzle, here's the thing, Sonic City's mind wipe, that's the other thing I read, right? So, see your homing attack, your ring dash, everything that was accessories, they've all been removed for you. And they're...
Good.
No, but they're pickups that you need to collect along the way. I don't mind the ring dash and all that.
I don't really like them, but like I don't like any 3D Sonic game apart from Sonic R, so...
It's not really 3D though, is it? It's not really.
It definitely is 3D.
It's not 100%. Really. But anyway, well, you would love Sonic Robo Blast because it feels like that. It really.
Yeah, I just downloaded it.
It's not a big file, but definitely get the 3D models and get that working as well. The low poly ones. But yeah, so Sonic Frontiers, they've got the voice cast there. This is the year of Sonic. Sonic Origins, they fucked that up. I'll tell you why I think they fucked up Sonic Origins. Because they've announced 4 games. I believe it probably is those 4 games. But then they went ahead and said they're not being emulated, they're not ports. They are ports, they're not emulated. They're directly made on current day hardware.
Mm-hmm.
They've fucked it up. They've realised they don't have Christian Whitehead for the mechanics, and they don't have anyone in-house that can do 2D Sonic anymore. They haven't had anyone in-house. They haven't. Tell me a 2D Sonic game that's felt like Sonic and Knuckles, which was the last mainline one.
Yeah.
Apart from Mania. There's not. So Christian Whitehead nailed the formula, but he's left. So they've run into a problem here with this. Otherwise, why wouldn't it be out already? Because it's technically Sonic 1, 2, 3, Knuckles, and CD, that's it. There you go, there's an easy £20-30, although they'll probably push it out at 50 and throw in the fucking shitty Game Gear games we've had over the years as well. So, Science Pie says, Adam says make it momentum based. Agreed, Sonic should generally always be momentum based. Speed up, down slopes, yeah, put hills between
that
areas,
works,
or put like crevices. Put like, make the island and split it into 5 so Sonic can't just run across it all, so that you need to like find the bridge or find the way across. Yeah, do that. Yeah, good one, Adam.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah.
Go and phone Sega, Adam. That's what you should do. Right now. But yeah, Sonic Origins in trouble. Sonic Prime, the cartoon that's been about this year, no, even less about that. They need to have a Sonic event. They need to address Sonic. They need to have one of these, Sega, it's time to talk about Sonic. You know, like that. It's time to talk about Kevin Move or whatever it's called. It's time to talk about Sonic. Just make him good again. Make Sonic great again. Like, if you have to abandon Sonic fucking Origins because you're shit at doing 2D Sonic, sorry if Adam's watching, it's a swear word, but like, just make Sonic Frontiers good. Like, honestly, you've kind of got it. Like, I've seen the mod for Breath of the Wild on the Wii U emulator, and it looks pretty good. They've just added in Sonic physics and Sonic is the character with Link's hat. Just do that. Just do the exact same thing. But yeah, Sonic the Movie 2 is probably the one. It's weird saying that I've got most faith in Sonic 2, the movie. Sonic Sonic the Hedgehog 2? What's the movie called? Sonic 2? I'm just calling it Sonic 2.
I think it's called Sonic the Hedgehog 2, yeah.
I'm just calling it Sonic 2, the movie. No one called the video game Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
No.
It was always Sonic 2. So
apart from Sega, the company that made the game.
Move on. But even sometimes they would still call it Sonic 2. So yeah, Sonic 2, the movie's the one that I've got most faith in, which I didn't think I would say when the movie first got announced. Get away. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of Sonic, just simply to try and get through it. I wish that would work all the time with Andy, but sadly it doesn't. I don't think I've played anything else outside of basically Sonic and the Pedestrian. Oh, I tell a lie. So last night, okay, so, no, anyway, I won't speak about that, but last night I fired up Mass Effect 2. Bond, can you get down? So, I hadn't heard of Origins. Is this going to solve the problem the game's been split into chapters on Xbox? That rips mine up. I imagine so.
Yeah, because they'll all be on one disc or one.
What do you mean chapters? Is he talking about Sonic 4? Sonic 4 is not going to be on it, G.
Oh yeah, Sonic 4 is not included.
No.
Sonic 4 it's not canon.
Sonic 4 is not canon. But if you want Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles combined, if that's what you mean, all you need to do is have them both installed and you can start it as Sonic 3 Knuckles on the Xbox. I know that for a fact because there's an achievement for finishing them both that I've got. Sonic 1, Sonic 2. Or do you mean combine all the games into one? Like Sonic 1, then Sonic CD, then Sonic 2, then Sonic 3? I don't think they'll do that. But if you mean Sonic 4, it's been written out of canon because of Mania. Mania wrote it out of canon in one of the cutscenes, like where the list went S1, S2, S3, S3 and K, and then it went Sonic Mania. It just ignored 4. If Sonic 4 being split into chapters on Xbox is the only thing about it that rips your nut, then you're very forgiving when it comes to video games. Like I can't even bring myself to finish Sonic 4 Episode 2 yet. But anyway, where were we? So I played Mass Effect 2. Mate, get on it. Like I put it on, and do you know what? I was like, I am not in the mood to play this. I wandered about the ship for a bit and went, so if I look at the galaxy map, let's have a read of my email, let's go and talk to Joker at the front of the ship. Okay, I'll scan a few planets to get some resources. Oh, I've unlocked a couple of things. Okay, I'll go there. Let's check out this. Oh, there's a mission on this planet. I'll just go down. It was a pretty short mission. I'm like, do you know, just the music, the atmosphere, everything about Mass Effect just sucked me back in. I'm like, I thought all the games were split like that. What? Sonic 4 was the only one that got split into 2 episodes. Gee. No other Sonic game has been split into 2 parts. Not one.
Well, technically Sonic 3 and Knuckles, because kind of...
That was because of McDonald's. But that's a tale for another time. But Sonic 3 and Knuckles had a scheduled release date, and it got brought out in 2 parts. But I could be here for 6 hours explaining that to you. But blame McDonald's for that, legitimately. From the arcade days, just misremembering. From the Xbox arcade days, no. All the Sonic games were just brought out individually. Sonic 4 has never been...
He's probably thinking of Sonic 4 Part 1 and Part 2.
Yeah, but that's the only one. Like, it's never been brought out as one complete game. It's always been 2 episodes on mobile, on console, everything, but no one likes that game. It can get...
No, that's a bad game.
Horrible game. Which was meant to have a third one with Knuckles, but obviously I'm glad it didn't. So yeah, Mass Effect, you need to get back into it, Andy. Like, I was playing it, and do you know what? I was like, this isn't counting towards my games.
I don't care.
I didn't care. I was just sunk into it, and before I knew it, it was like 2:00 last night. I'm like, man, yeah, I should have went to bed. And I started Mass Effect at 12 without thinking, just sunk time into it. It's just so fun. Such a good game. But anyway, that's about all I played. Like I said, I've got more news and stuff that I've been up to for hopefully next week. Definitely next week. But yeah, that's about it.
I only really played like one other thing apart from like what I already spoke about. Like obviously I played the Pedestrian and that Rubber Bandits. Which Pedestrian's good though. I made a start on one of our challenges, Ali.
You did, and cryptically sent gifts to me, and I'm like, and then you didn't even explain it last night. You just sent me 2 gifts, and I'm like, what is this? And you're like 81, and I'm like, okay. And then you sent me something about the Ghost Hunters gift, and I'm like, I don't even know what you mean. And then you waited till like 8:30 this morning to go and tell me what it was, and I'm like, that was so shit.
I went to sleep. But no, I was playing some Smash Bros. as you'll know if you watched our 4-hour-long Game of the Year
No one watches.
episode. Ali issued the challenge for us to get all of the Smash Bros. Spirits, or get
As
as
many as
close
we can.
to as many as we can, basically. Which there's, how many is there? Like 1,400 or something?
Well over yeah, thousands.
Yeah, there's something like that. So I was lying in bed and I'm like, I'm just chilling. I could do some of these. And yeah, I played it for about 2 hours the other night. I'm like, I should have went to sleep already.
It's because it's like short and sweet, and it's like beat 3 mini Donkey Kongs, and you're like, okay, and then it's like move on, you've unlocked. You feel a constant pat in the back, your wee virtual pat in the back all the time. It's like ding, 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 ding.
And I like how big that world is as well. Like when you're moving about the board, whatever it's called.
Spirit board.
Spirit board, yeah, spirit board. And when you're moving about that, and like you can see all the spirits fucking everywhere. You're like, okay, there's a wee thing there. I'll go to that, and then I'll go to that, and then I'll go to that, and oh, there's a character over there. I'll just play until I get to that one, and then you'll beat that one, and you'll unlock the character, and then you'll see that just over there's another one. I might as well just do that one as well, and you go through, get through them all. But I've got Link unlocked. I've just been playing as him. He's the easiest one I find to like smash people out of the arena. But it's fun. Like, it's a nice looking game, and it's good fun to play. And I do like this constant pat on the back of like, oh, you've unlocked another one, another one, and then every so often you're like, oh, a new character has arrived. Like, cool. Yeah, I'm getting my money's worth out of Smash finally, because I haven't played it that much, to be honest, since it came out.
Well, I thought that, and it's a good game, and it's given us an excuse to get back into Switch, even though Switch is going to give us plenty of reasons this year. G's away anyway. I realised why he joined, and I realised why Adam sat there actually with him, because I called this episode Sanic Sanic and More Sanic, because I knew I was going to talk about Sanic, but it wasn't. He maybe thought it was going to be an entire Sonic episode. Sadly not.
I want to talk about what games that we're excited about though, because we haven't played very much. Yeah, what you're really looking forward to, like coming up soon?
Splatoon 3. That's going to be out before the summer. I love Splatoon. There's another game that I forgot all about until today. Gotham Knights, co-op Arkham. That's going to be absolutely brilliant. I'm looking for Breath of the Wild 2 could still slip. I'm not buying this guaranteed out this year nonsense. It could still be pushed. They're not going to release it if they find something wrong with it. If they will be going through that with a tooth comb for this entire year, and if they find something, it'll be like, no, we're delaying it. They will, because they've already delayed it. They're not going to release Breath of the Wild 2 after Breath of the Wild 1 in an okay state. So Breath of the Wild 2 I'm looking forward to, but I don't think it's this year. Bayonetta 3. Always like my Bayonetta games. It looks really cool. I don't think that's going to be too late in the year either, because we've seen bits of gameplay in the trailer for that.
Yeah.
In last year. What else is coming this year that I'm looking forward to? Sonic Frontiers, obviously. I'll probably pick up Sonic Origins when it comes out as well. Not that I need it. And I can't think. Like, I'm not interested in Suicide Squad game. I think it looks terrible. I'm more interested. Gotham Knights feels like the natural progression from Batman. Like, more.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Like, whereas they're saying no Suicide Squad's the sequel, and I'm like, but at the end of Arkham Knight, Batman faked his death, and they all finished the game thinking he was dead. I think this started as canon, and then they went, we need people to buy Suicide Squad. This one's the one. Why can't they both be canon? Suicide Squad almost feels like it's in kind of like a wacky alternate future, but Gotham Knights feels like it continues on after Arkham Knight, where Bruce Wayne faked his death, and they all thought he was dead. It's like, so yeah. Anyway, I can't think too many more games. I've heard whispers of Mario Odyssey 2, but I don't know how much in that I believe. I don't know if we're going to get Mario Kart 9 this year, but the stuff I've heard about that's pretty cool, like talking about it being kind of like Smash Brothers Ultimate we were talking about the other day, where they introduce a new kart with new stages and stuff. That's an awesome thing to do, and like they could still pay out for the licenses, because they've got those relationships. When the team was making Smash, so they could easily just say, well, can we license them for this karting game and add them in? Obviously they would start, like Andy had said, by they've already tried with Link and the Splatoon characters and such, so they want to add in like Samus from Metroid and maybe some Animal Crossing characters, or did they already do that? I can't remember.
Well, I mean, they had Link and stuff like that in it, but like
No,
They
that's
didn't
what I
have.
mean. They didn't have like Animal Crossing in Mario Kart 8, did they?
Did they maybe have Isabel?
Maybe, but I mean, I want to
Maybe
see
I'm not.
Tom Nook in like a
Yeah,
mobile come by a mortgage van.
yeah.
So yeah, that could be a really good way for Mario Kart 9 to change it up a bit. Is have like Mario Kart Ultimate do it that sort of way, or Smash Kart, or do something like that. Because I think Sega and Sonic All Stars Racing is the best Sonic racing game, and it's because they didn't just have Sonic characters. They had like
Yeah.
Alex Kidd, they had Rio from Shenmue, and it was really well done. They even had like Opal from is it Fantasy Zone? Yeah, on the Master System. They
Sure. I don't
no,
know.
it's a wee spaceship thing. I'm sure they had that, and they wasted it by just. And I'm a Sonic fan. See Team Sonic Racing and another one. It's like you've not introduced enough good characters. Like get away. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a few games on Switch. The new Pokemon game's out in like 2 weeks, and there's like barely any hype for it. And this game looks like
Yeah.
better than Pokemon's been since it first came out. This game looks kind of like a cross between Monster Hunter, but you're more interested in playing because it's Pokemon, and a cross between Breath of the Wild because you've got bits to explore and a bit of open.
You know why you're not seeing any hype for it?
No,
Because we don't have adverts on YouTube. That's what it is.
they're
Because
probably everywhere.
they're fucking everywhere. Like every single advert you watch is a Pokemon. What's it called
Arceus
Arceus
or
or whatever.
Legends.
Every single advert is for that
Fair.
game. Like that's where they're pushing it on YouTube. But obviously we've got premium YouTube, so we don't
Never see adverts, yeah.
don't see the adverts.
But
But that's what it is.
I mean, that game looks awesome, and as you know, like
That's cool.
I don't like Pokemon, and I finished Sword recently, Pokemon Sword, and that's just the same as they've always been. So this looks different enough where you can actually do what I've wanted to do from years ago: walk about 3D, see Pokemon in the wild, and throw your Pokeball and fight that Pokemon and try and catch them. Like that's all I
Yeah.
wanted to do. Like so now they've done it, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then they went, okay, but it's in the past. I'm like, why? Why did you feel the need to do it in the past? Like, what was the point in that? It doesn't make a difference to me.
I don't think it matters. No,
I'm
it
gonna
doesn't
like.
matter.
I think I'm gonna like this game. By the way, I think this could be one to watch this year. I think this is a big change for Pokemon. The weirdest thing about it, Andy, the biggest change isn't the way it looks or plays. It's the first time I've seen a Pokemon game come out with a second version. Like, where's the one to trade to? Does that mean I can catch all the Pokemon in just my game?
Yeah.
If so, even better for me. But it's kind of weird that it looks like there's going to be no trading in this one.
Yeah, I think it's strange, but at the end of the day, probably what they need to do.
Yeah, because it's changed days. Like, folk aren't standing in the playground with a link cable anymore. Do you know what I mean? So, and I know you can do it online now, but that's not the same experience. So maybe they thought, what's the need in bringing out two versions? Just sell shitloads
Yep.
of one. Save the time
Let's
of...
not totally, yeah. Let's not bother making a second artwork and programming like 5 different Pokemon in
Yeah,
the game.
because
Like,
you know how lazy Pokemon Team are. They've brought the same game out for the past like 20 years. Like, they've just changed the graphics. Like, it's the same game. Get your 8 badges, win the league, the end. Even Swords like that, even though it had an open bit in the middle, but as I think it was a 3DS game that got that added in so that it justified a
Yeah.
Switch game. And I think the wild area in the middle was my favourite part of that game. You could walk about, you could see Pokemon. It still went into a battle scene, which annoyed me when I was in the wild. I'm like, why can't I just throw my Pokeball? And then I seen the trailer for this, and I'm like, you can throw your Pokeball directly and your Pokemon will just come out in front of you. It doesn't go blah, 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 like an RPG. This is what I want. So yeah, I'm excited for Pokemon end of this month. I've had it pre-ordered for a while on Amazon, so that's my first pre-order of the year. Besides that, I mean, it's not a game that I think will come out for at least another year or two, but I'm excited to maybe see a bit more of it at E3 or closer to the end of the year, and that's Fable. Xbox, because we've not really heard anything from it since last year at all. We just kind of get that sort of cutscene sort of introduction, and it looks almost like a reboot because it's called Fable, not Fable 4, which is fine. And from what I see, it's set in a older time in Albion, which is even better because there's more magic and stuff, because as the Fable games went on, it came more and more up to date with current times, like through Victorian times and stuff, whereas I want to see the kind of fantasy side of Fable when there was fairies and wizards and stuff alive. But yeah, Fable's one I want to hear about. And how can I fight it? Even though I haven't played my PlayStation so long. Gran Turismo's out pretty soon as well. Gran Turismo 7.
Yeah, it's coming out in March. I'm not that interested in
You're
that.
not a car
Like,
guy, car game guy.
Not a car guy at all. The vroom vrooms pass me by completely. Vroom.
Yeah. But yeah, apart from that, I think Nintendo really has to hit us with a Mario game this year, because
I'm gonna guarantee you that they don't. There will be no Nintendo Mario game this year.
You don't
guaranteed.
think so? Oh, because of Zelda
No,
and Bayonetta and Splatoon, yeah, I suppose.
No, not because of that. Because Mario and Rabbids is coming out.
Oh yeah, and they never release two usually in the same.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
They don't.
Maybe
they think
Mario
it's saturating a year.
Mario Kart,
maybe Mario Kart 9.
maybe.
Yeah.
But there's no way they'll put out a 3D platform on Mario when that's coming out.
I think Mario Odyssey 2 is coming. I 100% believe that they are doing that. I would be happy if they just announced Mario Odyssey 1 DLC at the moment, and they just went, look, here's... They won't at this point, but that would have been cool. So what about you? What are you looking forward to this year on all three of the consoles that we've got?
So like the first game that I'll play that's like a new game this year is definitely Rainbow Six Extraction, but only because it's kind of Game Pass, because there's no way I would have bought that game. But it's coming out in like a week.
That's the one I had my big rant about. Why they even using Tom Clancy's name for it? It was like a Halloween event in Rainbow Six Siege. Fine.
Yeah.
And they've took that and made an entire game out of it. I'm like, why? Like,
but
why call it Tom Clancy though? Like, I'm a big Tom Clancy fan, as you know. I like the TV series, I like the movies, I like the books, I like the games as well, and most of them fit. Even the Ghost Recon ones that people didn't like recently, it's Army, it's Tom. This is like fighting against alien goo. It's like, why call it Tom Clancy? Stop.
But
anyway, it's free.
It's on Game Pass, so yeah, I'll try it. I'll probably free. The other two games that I'm really looking forward to are both coming out early in the year, so that's Horizon Forbidden West, which comes out on February 18th.
It'll probably be cool, but it's not for me.
So excited for
that. The first one I just didn't get.
Fucking great, man.
It looks great.
I love it.
I just didn't get into the first one, but you kind of like the sort of... I know it's futuristic, but see if you boil it down, this is Tomb Raider.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Tomb Raider open world, if you want to give it that, because there's the elements of exploring, climbing, there's the puzzles, and different environment, different story, I'll give it that, different main character, Aloy's cool in her own right. But you're more of a fan of Tomb Raider than I was, and I see this as a kind of Tomb Raider-esque game.
Like, there was that month in 17 or whatever, the three games came out at the same time, basically. It was Mass Effect Andromeda, Horizon Horizon Zero Dawn,
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
It was 2018.
No, 2017, because it was when the Switch
2017, because Lex was born the year after.
Yeah, because and like I played all three of those games within the first 2 weeks of them coming out, and Horizon was the one that grabbed me out of those three games, even over Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild obviously much longer. I did finish it eventually, but Horizon, I was I'm fucking all in for this game. It was so good.
You've managed to finish all of those games now, whereas I finished Breath of the Wild and I've still not finished Mass Effect Andromeda, and I own 2-3 copies of it. I've got it digital on PlayStation and on Xbox. I bought it day one. I had the collector's digital pre-order.
I liked Andromeda. It was good.
It's good, but I don't know why. I just don't have the motivation to go. I'm not one of these guys that will slag it because I like the originals. I love the originals, but I didn't see as much of a problem with Andromeda as everyone else did. I accepted the fact that it was a side tale. It happened to a different group of humans that left Earth before the events of Mass Effect 3. I wasn't expecting Shepard. What you did see was familiar alien races, powers, missions. I'm going to go back to it at some point. Maybe.
Yeah, I liked all that. Of the two Mass Effect games that I've played, so Mass
Effect
Andromeda and Mass Effect 1, Andromeda was better for me, 100%.
Not true story-wise, but it's maybe gameplay is a bit better.
Overall, the whole package. Say that. The story of Mass Effect 1 probably is better, but the whole package of Andromeda I think was better than Mass Effect 1.
That's fair. I'm not going to argue with it. I don't hate Andromeda.
Yeah. The other game that I'm really looking forward to coming out also in February is a week later, which is Elden Ring.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. That's our game to play. Because I'd changed it to PlayStation so we could stream bits of it.
Yeah, I think Elden Ring is going to be really fun.
Because that'll be
Like,
fucking chaotic, man. Me and Andy trying to
yeah,
get through a game together when we can't agree most of the time. Never mind playing games that we're not that great at.
yeah, we both suck at this type of game. It's really hard. It'll be a new game, so no one will know like how to do all the things in it.
Nope.
There'll be no like
No guides, no
so
tips.
no cheeses for this game like early doors. So like I'm really looking forward to doing that, and not even just because of that. Like the game looks cool. Like
It
it's a
was
cool
fun.
world as well, and like I like the enemy design, which is something that
Yeah.
like I don't like Dark
Don't like
Souls,
Dark
like bunch
Souls.
of skeletons and
Bloodborne was
zombies.
quite cool. Bloodborne,
Bloodborne's
mine,
cool.
it's kind of Resident
Enemy
Evil-y
design,
almost.
yeah, enemy design in Bloodborne is very kind of like Arkham sort of like horror sort of way,
Demon
but
Souls
not.
sucked. Demon Souls was
Yeah,
worse than Golden Axe enemy design, like the skeletons and shit. Whereas this
but
game actually feels like
that's
something out of Tolkien. Feels like Lord of the Rings style. And when I played it, I got those kind of vibes. Even though the world was created by I Want to Be Tolkien or R. Martin, which is how I think you pronounce his name. But man, the fact that it's co-op, the fact that I can jump on and play through this, one, it gives me more hope that I might get through the game. But two, it sounds a lot more fun because sometimes those games they weren't scary, but it sometimes just felt it just didn't feel great to
yeah.
play. I don't know. I don't know if it's the atmosphere working well, but yeah. But anyway, yes, I forgot about Elden Ring. Oh, sorry, I did forget about that. Are you not going to throw in Splatoon 3 that you know fine well is going to come out?
Oh yeah, I mean you already mentioned it, but like
These are
I
your
will I
games.
will do that, and I'm like I'm interested because I liked Splatoon 2. Depends what they do with the voice chat. I think in that game.
I think you're going to get the same as what we got the last time. I really do.
I know if they do that, that kills it for me. Like I will play it, but like I won't be happy about it.
The fact that Fortnite, a third party game, came and went, you just plug in your
Oh,
headphones and speak.
yep, that's what Splatoon needs to do as well. It just needs to be
Absolutely.
that.
Because they've already said that they're implementing a invite your friend system, which was a hassle the last time. Because sometimes it was random, and then other times it would put like Andy on a different team from me and stuff like that. So it was like, this is you can't play with your friends, and some of these are team based objectives. So it's like if your team don't care because there's no voice chat. So yeah, to be honest, the voice chat isn't too big of an issue if the friend system works, because then you could easily just jump in Discord on your phone, problem solved.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. The other couple of games that I'm looking forward to coming out, that these don't have release dates, so like
Sure.
they should come out at some point this year. One of them, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2.
Oh yeah,
Really, really want to play that. Like
the Ghost
Hellblade.
Goatmen game.
Yeah, Hellblade was fucking so cool. Like wear headphones if you play it. Like the way they do the audio in that game is amazing. Probably one of the best uses of audio in a game. Like
That's good.
absolutely incredible. So I look forward to playing that when it comes out because that'll be Game Pass as well. So no need to buy that one. The Plague Tale game as well that's coming out. That's Game Pass too. Plague Tale Requiem supposedly coming out this year at some point. There's the rat game with the cool rat physics.
Yeah, I know what game it is. It looked awful. It didn't look great. Andy loved it, obviously. I
That's
just
Game Pass day one. So
I had just thought of another game there. Oh, Fallen Order 2, which is heavily rumoured to be
okay,
being shown off.
yeah,
Right, so the rumour, I think it was Jeff Grubb or someone I was reading, said that it's heavily going to be pushed at E3, and it's definitely going to be revealed in a big way before that. And I'm sure in about April, Disney have their D23 thing. I'm pretty sure they do. It'll get announced then, or if they do Star Wars Day again on May the 4th. And they said there's a heavy chance that it will get released by the end of the year if it's not been delayed. And I'm all in. Like, Fallen Order 1, it was okay as kind of like the Assassin's Creed 1 of a series. I don't think it was the best Star Wars game I've ever played. I don't think it was the best game I've ever played.
it was playable.
It was playable. See the people saying it's Dark Souls Star Wars. It wasn't.
No.
It was nothing like it. Like, I don't. Is it because you get a fixed camera, like, and your character kind of can strafe when you lock on? Is that the reason?
Like spawning enemies when you went to like a bonfire or whatever it was.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
that
of
was,
course. That's why. Yeah, when you
that's all it was though.
when you saved, the enemies came back. There was nothing.
Oh,
And then
like
most of the enemies were stormtroopers that if you held your lightsaber up, you bounced the bullets back. You didn't even need to move. And you killed them all eventually because the bullets. So it was an okay game. It had potential. And I will buy a sequel, obviously, it's Star Wars.
it was good enough, I think, to warrant people buying it and playing it and
Yeah.
like and to generate another sequel, so it's fine. I think they could do much more with the sequel, make it much more fun.
Yeah.
The last game that I'm looking forward to that's coming out this year is Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide, which is like Vermintide, which is
That was
kind of like Left
horrible.
4 Dead. Because I never played Vermintide, right? But like it looks cool to me, but it's kind of like Left 4 Dead, except instead of zombies, it's like rats and Vermintide. And in this one, I think it's like Tyranids or something. It's some kind of one of the 40k races anyway.
Is
But like, you're playing as a
Space
first
Marine
person shooter
2 not
space.
this year as well?
They haven't said when that's coming out, but like I'll get that game when it comes
That was
out.
I'm sure it, like I'm not a big nothing wrong with Warhammer. I can't paint, so like I can't do it. But I'm pretty sure I played, because the thing that's cool about Warhammer is it's got stuff for like, well, Andy likes both, but like say Tasha was into stuff, she would love the standard Warhammer, the fantasy side. But for me, it's got the 40k with like the Space Marines and stuff like that, which is cool. So it's got both to appeal to both audiences. And I'm pretty sure the Space Marine game played very closely to like a Gears of War game. I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah.
It was almost exactly like a Gears of War game, except like dialed up another notch because the Space Marine is like much more powerful than a Gears of War guy.
Well,
like
Gears of War guy is just like it's Batista.
just a big guy, yeah. But like his Space Marine is like a super soldier basically in a suit of armor.
Yeah.
But that
So I would probably.
If you've never played it,
Here's my prediction for that. They will remaster / remake Space Marine 1 on the run up or include it with this.
is it on back compat?
No, it might be. I would be surprised if it isn't, but it just screams one of those games because it was so well received, that game. Whereas like it seems in the past few years they've spewed out a Warhammer game every month. You know, there's been a lot of them, but Space Marine was one that got widely praised from what I remember, and I remember playing it thinking this is quite cool. So I wouldn't be surprised if they bundled it with it or they sold it slightly before it came out, or on the run up they said, okay, so to make you excited for it, here's the first game remastered. I would probably
They did. So it's not backwards compatible right now, but they did do a sort of remastered version of it on Steam already.
Yeah, so
like,
there you go.
they did it last year.
So there you go. That'll come to consoles before, or it'll be bundled with, guaranteed.
Yeah, I can see it happening. Like pre-order bonus, even.
Yeah,
like,
that sort of thing.
Yeah, and you'll get this one for free now.
Like what they did with Bayonetta 2 and 1, they kind of remastered Bayonetta slightly. Yeah,
that'd be cool. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking forward to this year.
You know, not looking forward to Breath of the Wild 2, Sonic Frontiers.
Like I'm kind of the same boat as you. I don't know that Breath of the Wild 2 will come out. Same with Sonic Frontiers. Like
Sonic Frontiers could get delayed as well because they don't want to mess up any more Sonic games, especially if they've got a movie that this one's a guaranteed hit. I'm telling you now, because the first one was a surprise hit. This one is a guaranteed hit. They don't want a shit Sonic game coming out. They need the kids to get, oh, Sonic's cool, to bring them back.
Definitely.
Because folk like me and you, I'm always going to like Sonic. Yeah, there'll be things that he does that I disagree with. Like Sonic Boom, I didn't take to it first, but after mind-numbingly watching it over and over and over and over and over again with my kids, I don't mind Sonic Boom. I see it as a completely separate thing now. It's fine. Some of it's funny. Sonic's personality's there, Tails is there. The thing that still bugs me to this day, I'll tell you now about Sonic Boom. Why did they make Knuckles look like that? Like I didn't even care, and I'm sure I said this when it came out. I don't give a fuck that they gave Sonic a bandana around his neck. Fine. Why have you stretched Knuckles out like that? Like, he looks stupid and out of proportion. There's no other animal on their island that looks like that or is that size. There's no need for it at all. There was no need for it at all. And I'm fine with Knuckles being stupid. I mean, how many times can Robotnik trick him between games? But like, having him that big, it irritates me every time. See, if he was the normal size, Sonic Boom would be fantastic. So I'm hoping Sonic Prime they don't do that. There is talk though that they're going to be like, it's going to be like the Sonic verse. So there's going to be like the old voice actors from like the Adventures of Sonic, and that makes sense seeing different iterations. Could be quite cool. And Sonic X obviously being anime, which is probably one of the better ones for story because it went through Sonic Adventure and stuff. But I've still never finished that one either. But yeah. Sonic Frontier they can't mess up. Breath of the Wild 2 they won't mess up. Nintendo will just delay it like that. Sega's more likely to push out Sonic Frontiers for the monies because Sega do not make good decisions.
Yeah.
I still don't understand falling out with Christian Whitehead. That's the man you want to hire. You don't want him, I'm going to start my own team. No, we'll offer you more and we'll hire all your friends. You can have your own internal team. That's what they should have done. you're now Sonic Team.
Yeah.
Why did they not do that? This guy's he's one of the most hardcore fans. He made the best Sonic fan games that I've played. Well, there's good Sonic games as well, but that's it's an insane decision. But anyway, again, like I said, we could go on for hours on a Sonic podcast if we ever felt the need to, but not today. So this year's got a lot of games coming out though, Andy. Like, are you going to get this Pokemon Legends game? Are you interested by it at all? You wait to see what folk think of it first?
Wait and see what folk think, and it's something that I might try. I'll probably wait and see what you think, to be honest. If
Because
think it's yeah, because like, and you have basically the same opinion as me of Pokemon.
Shit,
like it's the same game for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So if this one's new and refreshing, then I'll be interested in it.
Fair enough. Yeah. I'm excited because it is new and refreshing. Because I think Pokemon does have potential. It's just they've wasted that potential for so long now. It's unbelievable.
I mean, even at that though, like from the trails and stuff we've seen, okay, yeah, it does seem like that, but we've seen this before. Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield, they kind of pitched
they made
it that
look
way.
open world, and it's like, nah,
It's not.
nah. See the fact that they came out and they kind of dampened the expectations by saying this is more like Monster Hunter. I'm still okay with that because Monster Hunter has giant areas. Like, that's still okay for me because in Pokemon games the land is split up. There's sometimes islands or sometimes areas that, you know, is a different section and you have loading or you have to travel to it or you have to fly to it. So I'm okay if that's the way it is, because maybe they've done it that way because of what they've put into it, how intense it is. Because can you imagine, like, they've got all those wild creatures and you've got to be able to capture them. Each one that appears has its own stats. It's going to be graphically intense. I don't think you could have that on the Switch in Breath of the Wild scale. You would have to segment it like that. And I'm fine with that. As long as it plays well, it feels fresh, like Andy said. Like, if it feels the way that in my head I'm picturing, I'm walking out, I've got a Pokeball in my hand, I see a fucking Weedle or a Beedrill, and I'm like, I fucking want to catch that. Here's my Pokemon, fight it, and then I can throw a Pokeball and catch it. I'm happy. Like, give me an end game to go to that doesn't have to include gym leaders. Give me, like, objectives and quests. That's what I want from it. I'm prepared to be let down. But hopefully it's good and I can recommend it to you and everybody else that's listening. But it's Pokemon. Again, they could, like you said, they did a lot with Sword and Shield. They showed the open world a lot. And it turned out the open world was just the middle bit of the map that connected everything that wasn't big at all. But say you gave me like 8, maybe even 6 areas the size of the middle bit, and I had different missions to do, and I could, as long as I can go into that and just go, right, I'm going to catch some Pokemon. That's all I kind of really want. And if there's a mission to do, great. So yeah, I'm hopeful, but like Andy said, they could pull it back and go, kid in, the rest of it's 2D. Nothing wrong with 2D, but yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to think if I've missed anything this year coming. I think there's a lot unannounced this year. I think there's going to be a lot unannounced.
I think there's a lot of people that didn't announce release dates for this year for a lot of games that might come this year, because they weren't totally sure about how they were going to, like, if they were going to be able to get games finished. And I think as it comes closer towards like end of pandemic and stuff and moving into like endemic stage and stuff, a lot of places will go back to normal working, and a lot of these things will just get
also some studios that are comfortable working from home they've now got used to it, they've adapted to it, so the production's back. So we can only hope that happens. I think Nintendo's a bit worse off, because from what I read in Japan, some offices still use fax machines to send stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
wow.
And as far as I'm aware, internet's not widely available, and I've heard that from people that have went there, that you actually have to go to an internet cafe most places to get like internet to use. I could be wrong, and I'm not meaning to take a culture out of context, but that's basically what I've heard, and from what I've heard the stories, that why a lot of Nintendo games get kept back is because of they're 100% not equipped to work at home.
because it takes so long to send a fax. Like, oh my god.
No, that I legitimately read that. I would love to be able to quote the website so it wasn't just coming from me, but I legitimately read that was one of the biggest problems, that in some of the offices they were still using fax, and the internet isn't widely available at home there, which is fair enough. Like, and it makes sense, because I have seen like holiday things and there's been internet cafes in Japan. I'm like, why do they still get internet cafes in this day and age? But if they've not got the rollout of the infrastructure of the internet like we do, fine. But yeah, hopefully we got a lot of games this year. Gotham Knights I completely forgot about. What I could see is, because Suicide Squad was meant to be this year, Suicide Squad could get patched to next year quite easily, because I don't know if they want 2 games coming from Warner Bros. They've also got, and I'm not a Harry Potter fan, I've not seen the movies, I've seen bits of the first one maybe, that Hogwarts Legacy game looks quite cool, and if they incorporate kind of the way the spells felt with the haptics on Demon Souls, I could be interested in that. Give me an open world game. It's not meant to be Harry Potter based, it's meant to just be based in the world, then I might be in. So
I will definitely be buying that one, because like the wee one and the missus are both really into like Harry Potter stuff, so
yeah,
I'll definitely be getting
and I'll
that.
say this, I did the Harry Potter game on the PS2, and I think that's an overlooked classic on the PS2. Like, that had a huge open world, like school, kind of like Bully, the game from Rockstar. You could walk about the school, you could get into trouble, you could do things, you could upgrade the wizard, Harry, obviously. You could upgrade him, and you could get different spells and books, and there was collectibles, the wee chocolate, is it frogs or rabbits, or the wee things, you could collect them, and there was like card games and stuff. There was the guy that lived in the woods, Robbie Coltrane, and you could go and speak to him, and it was, obviously, I don't know Harry Potter at all, but he was there.
I liked Lego Harry Potter.
Hagrid,
yeah.
Lego
Harry Potter.
No, the best.
Both games.
I'll tell you the best Lego game ever.
It's Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Still not seen the third Lord of the Rings. Have seen The Hobbit now, though. Have seen the third Hobbit. It was awful. It was really bad. Like, it was... You got half an hour wrap up of the story, and then you got a 2-hour battle scene that wasn't really good. Like, it wasn't the best battle scene. It was constantly swapping, and a lot of it was Bard, I think his name was, running up and down in the town. I know that rhymed. Outside of the mountain. Oh, this way! Come on, we need to go back this way. And I'm like, just fight! Like, just snap the swords, and like, oh, it was so boring. Really boring.
It's funny. Like, I like the way that they did it in the original book for The Hobbit, where it was like, oh, the battle's about to start, and they had all the lead up to the battle, and then right at the beginning of the battle, Bilbo gets knocked out, and then it's like, after the battle. I'm like, that's fucking great.
Yeah,
and then he couldn't be asked writing a battle scene, so he was like, I'm not going to do one.
So the third movie proves that they should have done 2 films at most of this. They could have done 2 films easily of this. They could have done it in 1 film if they really wanted. I mean, the book's a short book, but anyway, Lego Star Wars is out this year. I don't understand the delays for this. I mean, when did Rise of Skywalker come out? 2019? 2018, was it?
That game was supposed to come out in 2020. Like, early 2020.
No, it was supposed to come out before. Andy, it was supposed to be out before that. It was supposed to be out with the movie.
I've got a flyer for it that says it's coming out in 2020.
Yeah, but this has been delayed so many times. Been delayed so many times. And they've had the model for Lego games, especially the Star Wars ones. I mean, they even did one for... what was the first one?
Clone Wars?
No, the 7th movie. What's it called?
Force Awakens.
Yeah, they had a game for the Force Awakens, and I had it on the PS4. It played fine. And now they're doing one, and they've already done the prequels and the original trilogy. So they've got those 6 games in the bag. They've got the Force Awakens. All they had to do was make 2 games, polish the graphics, and bring it out as a complete collection. And it's now well past the movie Rise of Skywalker that didn't really do that well. It did well, Star Wars, but it wasn't. It wasn't. The fans didn't love it as much as other movies. Yeah, that's what I mean. And now you're releasing a game like this far down. See, at this point, scrap it and bring out the Mandalorian or Boba Fett. Like, that's what people want now. They don't. They've moved on. Like, Rise of Skywalker's old news. We're waiting for the next trilogy of movies.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, we'll wait and see what joys this year brings. So, do you have anything else to talk about?
I do not.
I don't have anything else to talk about. They don't have anything else to talk about. Thank you very much for everyone that dropped by to say hello. Apologies with my receiving title. I think we talked quite a bit of Sonic in this episode, to be fair.
A lot of Sonic, yeah.
So, I called it Sanic Sanic Sanic, and we talked at least more than 3 games. Check out Sonic Robo Blast 2. Check out 42level1.com for my latest review, and there should be more coming up there soonish. And we will see you all next Tuesday. On behalf of myself and Andy, thank you very much. And remember, fear does not exist in this dojo.
You got fan karate.
Watch Cobra Kai. Bye.
Oh, what's that? Yeah.